Illinois Basketball Report Card. Grades versus Little Rock, Game 6. Whatever the expectations were for Illinois, 5-1. When it met Little Rock, 3-4, on Monday at Champaign State Farm Center, they probably didn't include a 23-0 run, a +30 rebounding deficit, and a 58-point win. Finding anything other than fawning approval for the Illini after a 92-34 detonation of the Trojans then feels like a bit of a stretch. Yet here we are. It's our job to pick nits, no matter how few or how small. And despite all the good vibes and the monstrous statistical mechanics, there is no such thing as a perfect game in basketball. But an excellent performance deserves high marks, and you'll find mostly that below in our single-game report card for Illinois against Little Rock. Kasparas Jakušionis. We've been so focused on Jakušionis' ball handling, passing, and offensive guidance early in his career that we haven't talked much about his scoring. Guess what? It's pretty good. He hit 3 three-pointers on 4 attempts and finished with 21 points, both career highs, in 28 minutes against Little Rock. He tacked on 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals for good measure. His defense will never be elite, but he kept his side of the street clean against the Trojans. Tomislav Ivičić. A case can be made for Ivičić as Illinois' early season MVP, and he was at his most valuable again Monday. He had 16 points and 11 rebounds, his third double-double of the season, and gave Little Rock fits both in the paint and on the perimeter. Ivičić's ability to camp inside and exploit his wingspan. The Trojans' big men were clearly instructed not to shoot from outside, cut off almost every conceivable angle, and the sophomore center finished with a game-high +42 ±. White. White provided instant energy against Little Rock, scoring 4 points, grabbing 2 rebounds, and collecting a steal inside the game's first 3.5 minutes. Although his jumper was off, he was a plus in every other facet, finishing with 16 points on 6 for 12 shooting, 8 rebounds, and 2 steals in a tidy 21 minutes. Kylan Boswell. Boswell took exactly 1 shot from the field, a miss, in 23 minutes Monday, but he made his considerable presence felt, as his +40 ± figure, second on the team, suggests. He had 3 rebounds and 7 assists, taking on more duties as co-pilot on a night when Jakušionis went hunting a bit more for his own offense. Morris Johnson Jr., B+. Johnson had 8 points and 11 rebounds, including 4 on the offensive boards, in 21 minutes, the most yet in his elite career in a single game. He had 2 enormous dunks, check out this one, and bounced around Little Rock big men like pinballs, laying sole claim to the State Farm Center paint. His post moves are still in the rudimentary stages, but what he provides right now is something no other Illini and few college hoopers anywhere have. Drag Gibbs Lawhorn, B+. On another team, Gibbs Lawhorn would not only start, but perhaps make a run at all league honors. But with this Illini group, he's a super sub who serves as the perfect change-up. An electric, high-energy athlete who can get his hands underneath bigger guards, but who has the hops to go get rebounds and challenge shots. 9 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal in 13 minutes is rock-solid work. Will Riley, B+. Riley runs a bit hot and cold, but when he's hot, he's positively nuclear. Although he finished with a mortal 13 points on 4 for 11 shooting, he stroked 2 three-pointers from a silly distance that forces opponents, in the moment and down the road, to play him honest. That opens the middle of the floor for business. Ben Humrichus, C+. Monday was the first stud for Humrichus, 3 points on 1 for 6 shooting, who had scored in double figures in each of Illinois' first 4 games. He didn't offer much else against Little Rock, 3 rebounds, 2 offensive. But there's little to worry about here. Humrichus is still shooting 39.5% from distance, even after his 1-for-4 night there against the Trojans. He should come around just fine.